Have you ever, really thought about the terrifying physics happening at a massive live show?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you've got tens of thousands of watts of just sheer electrical power pumping through those amplifiers.
Exactly. And it's literally ready to melt the voice coils of those massive speaker arrays if even a single frequency spikes out of control.
It's a miracle things don't blow up more often, honestly.
Right. Well, today's deep dive looks at the technology preventing that literal destruction. We're digging into a product page from HDTVSupply for the DBXVENU360 DriveRack loudspeaker management system.
Yeah, and our mission today is to understand how this $1,610 processor acts as the invisible maestro of a venue.
The unseen hero.
Exactly. It's the hardware ensuring that whether you're at a club, a festival, or, a house of worship, the audio is huge and punchy and, most importantly, doesn't end in catastrophic equipment failure for you, the listener.
Okay, let's unpack this, because anyone who actually follows live sound knows the basic signal chain, right?
Right.
Mixer to processor to amps to speakers.
Right, that's standard.
But what is this unit actually doing with its 5x6 routing mixing matrix? Think of it like a brilliant traffic cop, or maybe like a high-speed automated mail sorting facility.
Oh, I like that analogy.
It takes this massive, chaotic package of full-frequency audio from the mixer, instantly rips it open, and routes the low-end sumps exclusively to the subwoofers.
While firing the crisp highs specifically to the tweeters.
Yeah, it ensures the right speaker gets the exact right delivery without bottlenecking.
And that sorting mechanism relies heavily on how it handles the internal math. The VENU360 runs on 32-bit floating point processing.
Which is a pretty big deal.
A huge deal. Instead of a hard digital ceiling where any audio spike immediately turns into that harsh square wave distortion, floating point math just dynamically moves the decimal point.
So it essentially gives the system infinite internal headroom.
Basically, yeah. A sudden drum transient or some screaming vocal can exceed 0 decibels internally without actually clipping the signal before it reaches the digital to analog converters.
That's wild. And I'm looking at the DBX Type 5e conversion feature, which seems to act as another layer to that safety net.
Right. It's a great backup.
My understanding is it operates sort of like a soft knee limiter or tape saturation curve. It catches those wild analog peaks and rounds them off musically.
Yeah, so you don't literally shatter the audience's eardrums when translating the signal into the digital domain. But what's fascinating here is how the system takes those complex acoustic physics and completely automates the solutions for the user.
You're talking about the auto EQ and AFS features.
Yes, DBX actually calls them wizards.
Which is fitting.
It really is, because the auto EQ isn't just some basic graphic equalizer. It prompts the engineer to plug in an RTA measurement microphone, blasts pink noise into the room, reads how the physical space reflects specific frequencies, and then instantly calculates corrective EQ curves.
Just to flatten out the room's acoustic response entirely.
Exactly.
And then the AFS, the advanced feedback suppression that must be handling the microphone's squeals.
Right, which used to be a nightmare.
Oh, I bet. Rather than an engineer frantically pulling down a whole frequency band and muddying up the main mix, this system deploys ultra-narrow notch filters.
Surgically cutting just the exact offending feedback loop in milliseconds.
Leaving the rest of the vocal totally intact. But here's where it gets really interesting. I have to push back a little here.
Okay, lay it on me.
With all these automated wizards doing the heavy lifting, aligning speaker delays, slicing out feedback, tuning the room is the traditional human sound engineer becoming obsolete. Are we just watching the role shift into basic IT support?
Well, it absolutely alters the required skill set. There's no denying that. But when we look at real-world applications, relying completely on the automated brain has its limits.
But human intervention is still necessary.
Incredibly necessary.
That actually tracks with a user review from the HDTVSupply source.
Uh-huh.
A buyer named Mike P. reported having to frequently reboot these boxes.
Oh, wow. Frequent reboots during a gig.
Yeah, and bizarrely, he noted that LAN security cameras on the exact same network would just auto-delete themselves if someone closed the DBX control program.
Wait, really? That sounds crazy.
Right, but it makes sense when you remember that this audio processor is controlled via an IP network app. It's sharing the same digital ecosystem as video feeds and routers.
Which inevitably leads to data collisions. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it really underscores why the human element remains crucial.
Yeah, you can't just set it and forget it.
Exactly. The internal audio processing might be running at a pristine 96 kilohertz, but modern AV networks are highly volatile ecosystems. Managing crossover points is only half the job now.
You basically have to be a network administrator, too.
Right, ensuring the audio packets play nicely with the video streams and all the local Wi-Fi traffic.
So what does this all mean? The DBX VENU360 is essentially a high-wire safety net and a sonic translator combined, right?
That's a great way to put it.
It manages the brutal physics of live sound and the delicate acoustics of a room, bridging the gap between a raw, unpredictable performance and your ears,
Yeah, it manages the chaos so the audience only experiences the art.
which leaves you with something to ponder. The next time you're at a club or a concert and that bass hits your chest perfectly.
Without a single ear-piercing microphone squeal tearing through the mix.
Right. Ask yourself, are you really just listening to the band, or are you actually listening to the algorithms managing them?